Hello and welcome. It is Wednesday, the 2nd of February. This is Flat Cap Callum. I'm hoping you are all very, very well this morning. We've got a busy day today. So we've got a full deck of bets, £20 stake through Sky Bet. We've got golf bets for the weekend. There's 3 tournaments this weekend that are worth having a look at. So we've got 3 tournaments covered for the golf. And later on today, I'll be putting out a separate video, part 1 of 2 of Cheltenham Festival anti-post tips. So busy day for me. It might be a busy day for you. You might have all the time in the world to watch all of my videos and hang on my every word, or you could just think I'm talking absolute nonsense. Who knows? I'm going to carry on talking anyway. So review of yesterday, mixed day yesterday. I think different people, if you followed all of the bets, you might get slightly different results. My results, £20 on, exactly £22 back. That is a £2 profit. Now, some of you might scoff and think, well, it's £2 profit, well, it's not really worth very much. I will celebrate £2 profit as much as I would celebrate £100 profit. The reason why is it's profit. Any day that you end the day with more money than you had to start with, and the bookmakers have got less of your money, that is a winning day. So it might not sound like a lot. If you put it in percentages term, £20 on, 22 back is 10%. If you did that every day, I don't know what high interest account would manage to do that for you in terms of return on investment. So it might be £2, it might be small. It does mean that we are 3 days in a row in profit. So for 3 days in a row, we've made profit, which we haven't done before on the channel. The channel overall is comfortably in profit, but actually making 3 days profit in a row. So we're almost guaranteed, surely, to have a really bad day today. So health warnings going to be all over the place. Just because we've made profit 3 days in a row doesn't mean I'm on some sort of hot streak. It doesn't quite work like that in betting. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. You don't really go on streaks. It's just coincidence. That's my belief anyway. So yesterday's bet. So started off, we had a lucky 15. First leg, Ballyfersoon. It went from the front. It gave it a good go from the front, but then just ended up coming right down the field. So no joy there. The next 3. So we had 3 at Fosslas. So Owen Verbal placed. We had 8 to 1 on the channel. I think it was 10 to 1 SP. So if you've got that, well done. Feel the Pinch placed 12 to 1 on the channel. I think that might have SP'd at 10 to 1 too. Can't quite remember. So that was good. Then Hang Tough. This is a key one because Hang Tough was 6th. Sky Bet paid 6 places, as I said in the channel yesterday. So for those of you who are using other betting accounts, you may well not have got that in your bet. But it was a significant part to the bet because the difference between an each way treble and an each way double is reasonable. So 15.59 is what I got on that. So I really appreciate if you put those bets on with other bookmakers, you would not necessarily have got that return. And that's why I'm putting all of 3 through Sky Bet. Not because I think Sky Bet is the best bookmaker. It is the best bookmaker for the types of bets that I do. So for what I place on this channel, it's not always the case, and I'll flag to you when, later when we talk about the golf, Sky Bet have not got the best terms for the golf, for instance. But for the horse racing bets, predominantly what I do on this channel, Sky Bet is the advised bookmaker because of the extra places. Because the way that I'm picking the horses, sometimes I'm aiming to try and get the places, not always necessarily the win. So 15.59 off that bet. Next bet was the Win Trixie. You can either, or you can have that one, and then the next 2 put up a good performance, but were both second. So no return on bet 2. Bet 3, so that was the one we had ask. Blossom Fort was a non-runner. Golden Glen missed out by 1 place. Rossmore's Pride was a few places back, but not too far away. But Plains Indian ran an absolute cracker, 50 to 1 on the channel. It SP'd a lot shorter. I think it was 16s. But after I put up on the channel, I saw in the market it drifted, and you could have got 66s. So I'm hoping some of you benefited from that one. As far as the return goes, 220 for the single because it had an additional single on it, and we get 330 back for the lucky 15 because there was a single within the lucky 15 because of the non-runner. That doubles up, so it's 550 return. If any of you are new to betting, or you're not quite understanding how non-runners work and in permutations, feel free to put questions in the comments. I'm more than happy to try and answer them for you. And then bet three, Armis Power was second, lucky second. It should have been third because the odds-on favourite fell near the end. Then Aces wasn't great. Nagasaki's Dream did place, so we got 91 pence back on my bet. It SP'd at 9, so better than what I got, which was 8s. So as I said, £20 on, 22 back, £2 in profit for the day, and we're nicely in profit for the week and very comfortably in profit for the channel. So figures are looking good. Okay, so health warning on these bets. I would say this is high risk today, and when I say high risk, sometimes I'm picking horses that I think are going to win. Sometimes I'm thinking that's going to comfortably place. Sometimes I'm thinking that horse is just a bit overpriced for me, and I think that could definitely be better than what the odds are saying. And I would say more of what I've got today fall in that last camp, that they are good value. They are not certainties to win, they're not certainties to place, but there's some value, and there's a couple of interesting ones out there that I'll pause on when we get to. So, bet one. We've got two each way Trixies just to flag, one win Trixie and an each way Lucky 15 today. So bet one. First horse, Paper Mill, 66s. I'm going to have a go at this. It's an unraced horse. If you look at the breeding and the pedigree, it's got some quality relatives all over it, which whether you look at the sire side or the dam side, it's got some quality relatives. It's coming out of a small yard, the Keogh's yard. They don't have many horses, they don't have many winners, but when they do have winners, they normally come in at decent price because they get overlooked. And I think 66s, I think it's 9 runners in the race. It's worth having a go here for that, I think, because the quality's not there in the race, and so it could win. It could easily get a place, I think. But likewise, it's an unraced horse, and I think it's 5 or 6 years old. It's it's not bang certainty or anything like that. But I think it's 66s. I'm happy to give that a go. I think if you're looking at 12s, 14s, I would ignore it, but 66s, I'm giving that one a go. 350 Leicester Iron Horse 10 to 1. I think it's fairly solid. Paying 4 places on Sky Bet. 7 o'clock Kempton Hackbridge 20 to 1. Paying 4 places on Sky Bet there. A lot of other bookmakers won't pay those 4 places, but I think together those 3 are first bet. 20p each way Trixie, 40p each way singles, £4 your bet. That is bet 1. Bet 2 is our each way Lucky 15. I've said before on the channel, I do love Dundalk. We haven't had much joy at Dundalk so far on the channel. It's one of those situations at Dundalk, in those handicaps, anything can happen. So I root around for where I find what the value is, and some of the fluctuations in the market are incredible. So that 2 o'clock, if I'd done this bet last night, there would have been a different horse there. I'm not going to go into which horse it was or it wasn't, but for right now, for this morning at 9 to 1, Lady of Luxury is the horse that's made it in for value. So Lady Luxury, 2 o'clock Dundalk. 2.30, paying 5 places on Sky Bet. So a lot of bookmakers are paying 4 places these races, but Sky Bet, the middle 2 are paying 5. Paddy the Irishman, 18 to 1. 4 o'clock, Rajahar, 33s. That's the value play of the bet. 4.35, Inflection Point. That was 20s last night. I'm still happy with 12s to put it in the bet. That's the 4, 20p each way Lucky 15 and 25p each way singles, £8. That's our main bet. And when I say main bet, more proportion of stake, and that's not about any more certainties or guarantees. So that is bet 2. Bet 3 is our win Trixie. I've stuck this in because I think all of these horses I would make borderline favourites, so I think there's some value in the prices. 240 Exeter Midnight Callisto 15 to 8. 250 Leicester Presuming Ed 5 to 1, and 455 Kempton Ballybay Moonshiner. I watched that last time. I was at the track last time it ran, and it ran a really, really close finish. It was unlucky not to win at a decent price. It's going to go a favourite, I think, today, but I think it's a solid favourite. If it runs to course and distance form from last time, it should be a comfortable winner. We'll see. 40p win Trixies, 80p win singles. So that's a £4 bet there. What I would flag, 455 Kempton. If you are a Sky Bet customer, we don't get best price guaranteed because they're paying 4 places on that race. I think there's 9 runners. So if you are elsewhere, it will be best price guaranteed with most major bookmakers. Sky Bet won't pay best price guaranteed on the bottom one. And Bet 4, these are all Exeter, so a each way Trixie at Exeter. We've got 310 Sweet Nightingale 11 to 1, 340 Broughton's Rhythm 50s. It's got some really good back form that says to me that that's overpriced. It didn't run well last time, but I'm giving it a go today. Paying 4 places, 445 Mr. Tambourine Man 11 to 1, 20p each way Trixie, 40p each way singles £4. Hopefully you'll see we've made the horse racing bet amounts simpler today because we've got a little bit more complication on the golf, albeit it's not as complicated as first time I did the golf bets on the channel. So here is the golf bet. So if you don't want golf, turn off now. If you want golf, here we go. All right, let's see if we can get this on the screen so you can see. We've got 3 tournaments. I'm going 3 each of the tournaments. Okay, so Saudi International, and the permutations I've got here on Sky Bet, I've taken first 8. So in all of these on Sky Bet, you can get different either first 6, first 10, first 8, first 12. It's very confusing for those people who aren't familiar. I've gone first 8 on these. Sam Horsfield, we had him a couple of weekends ago. He didn't do well. We didn't take him last weekend. He did place. I think he's a good bet for this weekend. Victor Perez 55 to 1. And Gavin Green, a big price there, 175 to 1. So they're 8 places. AT&T at Pebble Beach, first 8 places with the exception of 1, and we'll get to that. So we've got Jason Day at 16s. He's the only one. We're going £1 each way. All the rest of these are 50p each way. £1 each way, Jason Day. Kevin Streelman, 45 to 1. And then Scott Stallings. Now, what I've done there is on Sky Bet. There's Sky Bet specific here. We've gone first 8 on the first 2. We're going first 12. So Sky Bet are paying first 12. And if you actually look at the permutations of odds, 75s, they're offering 90s, I think, for first 6 or first 8. Anyway, without going into too much complicated detail, I think 75 to 1 first 12 is the best bet there. And then Raz Al Khaimah, I think we've called that. And we're going first 10 on Sky Bet with the exception of 1. Ryan Fox 33 to 1, 50p each way. Brandon Stone, we had him last weekend. He was about 20 something. What I've got here is 66 to 1 first 6. For the first 10 bet, I don't think it was worth it, but at that price, first 6, he's the kind of person, he's a bit of a hero or zero. So we're going to go 66 as first 6 specifically on him. Ross Fisher 90 to 1. That's £10 you bet. So £1 on Jason Day each way. The others are all 50p's. Now, what I would say about golf betting, because I know not everybody does it and you're into it, you will get much better prices probably elsewhere, and you might get better permutations elsewhere. So these are not Sky Bet specific. I'm putting them on through Sky Bet to keep it consistent for my statistics. So they're the prices I've got through Sky Bet. If you get better prices, great. If you get better permutations, the way that I've done that in terms of choosing first 6, first 8, there's marginal difference between them. The 2 I've called out there are because I think Sky Bet have left an opportunity there at the value price for those 2. But see what you can get in terms of each way places and prices and things. The more broader you go with each way prices, you lose value in places. You lose value in the price. So it's worth shopping around and having a bit of a punt. And there will be only odd occasions really where you go, it was first 6 and mine was 7th. They don't happen very often. They're painful when they do, but I wouldn't lose sleep over what you're doing. Okay, I think that's it. That was a long video. I'm sorry it was too long. And we will have Cheltenham Content out part 1 later today. Thanks very much. Hope you're having a good day.